Hello and welcome back to the channel, fellow farmers. Farmer Murphy here. Well, I'm recording this episode 5 right on the back of episode 4. And as you may recall, when I left you, I had recently purchased the Deutz for Series 9 Warrior. And then I grabbed some fertilizing contracts and I hooked our little Steyr up here to the Braydell. And it actually worked just fine. We're up here. That is the train station where we loaded up our product. There's the sell point right up there at the top, but it chugged up the hill, no sweat at all. Now, admittedly, only had a little over 5,000 liters of fertilizer, but it came up the hill and fertilized these no problem. So I have completed the two fertilizing contracts. So I've completed those. We have one more, and it's up here as well. And I'm going to grab that. Where is it here? Fertilizing right there. I'm going to grab that. But we're also going to do something that might be considered a little bit dodgy, but I thought I'd show you. I've tried it out on my other map and it worked just fine. We have a bunch of spraying contracts here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow the items for this spraying contract. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And now I am going to, now my contracts are full here, unfortunately. But once I get rid of the, oh no, what happened to our fertilizing one must have been expired. Huh, because it's not there. Well, then we'll go ahead and we'll grab, it doesn't matter. We'll grab that one. We can use that equipment that we leased for this first contract to complete the others. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll get that equipment. We'll get some herbicide in, and we're going to knock off a bunch of these spraying contracts. As long as we remember not to complete this one, we can keep that and keep knocking off these spraying contracts. And that's a little bit of a cheap way to do it. I just thought, not something I make a habit of, but I thought I'd show you that. So I'm going to get back to the farm with this setup, and we'll get the sprayer hooked up and filled up, and we'll start that, and I'll catch up with you at that point. All right. So I picked up the spraying equipment from the garage. I left our Steyr sitting there, so we got a ride back. So just to review, we actually leased the equipment here for field 20, and now we're going to go spray field 22 with that, and it should work just fine. Like I said, it's not something I typically do. I had just heard that you could do that, and I tested it out on my other map that I'm just playing for fun. So I thought I'd show you guys, and we'll actually go through, and I might as well do all these spraying contracts. We'll just take advantage of it, seeing as we started it. So if we look on our map here, there's field 22 way up in the right hand corner. So I'll head up there, and once I get up there, we'll, we'll make sure that we can actually spray, but it should work. Now, as long as we don't, we can go ahead and do field 20 as well, but as long as we don't complete that contract, we can keep using this gear to do the rest. So I'll see you up top. Okay, so here we are at field 22, and as you may recall, we actually leased this equipment or borrowed it to do field 20, so let's see if it's going to work. I meant to mention too in that other shot I forgot is I had once I picked the equipment up, I went back to the farm to fill it up just because we can get our herbicide just a little bit cheaper out of our buy anything silo from 82 Studios. So might as well take advantage of whatever we can. But you can see, no problem at all. It's allowing us to do this. Like I said, a bit of a cheat, all right, but it does work. And excuse me, we'll take advantage of that, and I'll knock off all these spraying contracts. What I'll probably do too, is I will likely sell our 3-meter cultivator and lease a larger, like a 6-meter one. Once I get done with these spraying ones, if there's no good harvest ones, and knock off a whole bunch of cultivating contracts with that leased cultivator. Now that we've got the horsepower to pull some bigger equipment, we might as well take advantage of it. But we'll see if that plan survives or not. We gotta watch our booms there. Sometimes, depending on the crop and the growth of the weeds, it's easy to see where you've done. Other times, you kind of have to pick out a landmark and run with that. But I think you guys get the idea. I will carry on and go ahead and complete these spraying contracts. When we come back, our money should be up, and we'll see what we'll be up to after that. Well, I'm back here at the shop, as you can see, and you'll notice there's some equipment set up here. And no, I didn't go on a used equipment buying binge. As luck would have it, that potato harvest that I screwed up on came back. So I'm going to go ahead and get on that. So I'll get the equipment in place and we'll take a look at how this fancy new potato harvester works. So I'll catch up with you in a minute. Well, we're down here on field 48 and we're set up. It's a pretty good sized field, but that, again, that is why the contract's worth so much. But it's pretty cool to watch these things, these new potato harvesters unfold. Quite a bit of stuff going on there. Now, I don't think they're any wider than the harvester that we had in FS19, but it is a pretty neat looking thing, I think. Now it's 4:45 in the afternoon, and this is going to take some time. I'm in for another late night, I'm afraid. But I was pretty happy to see this contract come back up. As you can see, our money has gone up. I did complete those spraying contracts and returned the sprayer. But we'll get this one knocked out. Like I said, that'll definitely finish off today, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. It would be pretty impressive to see one of these things working in real life, I have to admit. I think we'll just cut straight across here. Like a little factory on wheels almost. I guess I better pay attention to where I'm going. I don't know if I can turn up this hill or not. Oh yeah, it's gonna make it. And take a look around the cab here, as long as I don't pay a little bit of attention to where I'm going. Potato harvest, they pay out pretty good. They do take quite a bit of time, but potatoes yield so high, you usually have a fair bit left over as well. Oftentimes, if I've got animals, you know, the pigs will eat the potatoes. I'll save them for that. But we'll be just selling ours off for now. I'm more interested in getting the olives and grapes going, and maybe getting some production chains. If this Let's Play carries on far enough, then maybe we'll look at doing some animals. So much going on now in FS22. It's you know, hard to do everything in on one map. Well, I suppose it's just time consuming to do everything on one map. Oh, just a little piece there. Those little pieces I missed, I'll come back and clean them up off camera. I was thinking about possibly starting a second Let's Play, but I haven't decided on that yet, because you know, if a new map drops here in the not too distant future, then I definitely would look at doing that. But I don't want to get just into one and then have a new map drop and then wanting to play on that. So I have to give that some thought. Hopper is filling up reasonably quickly. Oh, I was just going to say I didn't really pay attention to which side you offloaded this on. we'll come up here so we don't have to drive over the crop. That's going to be a pretty good sized load of potatoes for this little Massey to deal with. Hopefully, I never even looked where I have to take it. Hopefully I don't have to go charging up that hill. Could be a bit of a challenge. Anyways, I'll carry on with this harvest. Like I say, it's going to take me well into the night to get this finished. And I will catch up with you folks in the morning. Well, good morning. Another day dawns on the farm. I finished up that potato contract up last night, so our money has gone up, and we have lettuce at last, and there is 200 liters in this pallet, so it's twice as much as on a tomato pallet. So we can get that delivered. We do have some more tomatoes, and this is being recorded right after the update. And you can see they've changed the tomato pallets, unfortunately, because I tried to combine them in some way, but you can't. So it's going to make it a little bit more, well, just not quite as convenient for delivery. But so we'll have to get those delivered. And there are an abundance of contracts available to us. Large number of cultivating ones, a couple fertilizing, and then a whole raft of harvesting and then seeding as well. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these, where are they here? These fertilizing ones. Always like doing them. They're fairly profitable and they're quick to do. And I had grabbed a harvesting one a little earlier on. So I'm going to go ahead and knock those contracts out. And I'm also going to top up the water here at our greenhouses. So I'll go ahead and start on those this morning, and I'll bring you back in for an update in a little bit. Well, I just filled up our greenhouses with water. They really didn't take much, just about 300 liters each, but you can see the state of our equipment here is, well, it's in need of a wash. And there was a change in the recent update, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity to highlight that. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to put in a jet wash just under this ledge here, and also our own repair station. So if we go and open up the wrong menu, the build mode here, and we go over to tools, and there's our jet wash. You see that it says it overlaps with another object and we can't put it in there. But if you look, I've got the help menu on. You can see the third item down there, toggle free mode, and we can put that on. And now it allows us to slide it much closer to objects. You have to be careful because you can actually overlap it apparently, and cause issues with its functionality. But I think we will slide that right there, and then repair one will stick right there. Oh, had to toggle the mode again. So there. So now we can repair our own vehicles here at the farm, and we can clean them up. So before I head up and do the fertilizing, I'll probably give these guys a quick wash, and our harvester as well is in dire need of a wash. So, but I just thought I'd bring you back and show you that, and I'll get these kind of washed up, and we'll head off and get those couple of fertilizing contracts done. Well, back at the farm after finishing the fertilizing contracts, a couple of things. Notice our bees are buzzing around here. I'm not sure if you can hear that in the background. But also, I wanted to show you our crops actually came up. I noticed that coming back from the field. But as you can see at our field info, it says we do need to weed them. There's small weeds there. And also says needs to roll them. I just noticed right here there's some rocks. So I don't know if I can roll them in at this point if it's too late. I was pretty sure we had rolled these fields, but maybe I forgot. So I'm going to go at least a weeder and probably a roller and try correcting that. I know the weeds we can take care of, and I'll see if it's too late to roll. So just thought I'd show you that. So before we do any more contracts, we got to take care of our own fields. So I rented the roller and I did the outside circumference of the field, and it's made no difference. It says it still needs rolling. So I'm going to assume that we can't do this once the crop has emerged. And I think it has to do with the fact of the update, because I'm positive we rolled our fields just after we seeded. So anyways, we can't do anything about that. So I'll return this, and I'm going to set up and do the sorghum harvest that I collected earlier. Our worker is still going over here on the last field with the weeds. So everything's progressing nicely. Hello everyone, I just thought I'd give you a quick update. Got a worker hired in our harvester there working on the soybean harvest across the way. I did complete the sorghum harvest and delivered that, so that's why our money went up a little bit. But I wanted to show you this. I loaded up our tomatoes and our lettuce to bring up here to the sell point, and I think a little update's going to be required. No matter what I did, I couldn't get the tomato pallets to sit flat. One's absolutely floating. The lettuce one's below that. So anyways, I strapped them down and brought them up. Not quite sure. Maybe I'll try. I can't remember if there's a small flatbed trailer in the game. I might take a look. Maybe we'll try that. But anyways, I thought I'd show you that's kind of interesting. But we might as well jump in here and I'll sell these. Well, there we go. Not exactly getting rich, but hey, it's $468 more than we had. So, anyways, I think I'll leave you guys here for this episode. Um, I hope you have enjoyed it. If you found it useful or entertaining, please give it a like. Feel free to share. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when I post other content. And for now, though, till next time, Farmer Murphy signing out.